Okay, I'm not really going to have enough room to get an overall view of this item. So I'm going to do this in little parts, and then I'll do like some pans and stuff. But this is the Ruger American. There's tons of shit on the bench. Like, let's open it up. This is on loan to me. Let's see what comes in the box. You got some foam squares. These are to rest the rifle on when you're not using it for display purposes. Okay, you know I'm joking about that. This is the compact model in this little box here. This is your bolt and a gun lock for those of you that have children, or you know, for whatever reasons you want to lock it up. Pretty nice bolt, actually. It's a 3-lug bolt design. My fingers are dirty. I've been doing some yard work here. The serial, or the number on there. Pretty solid. This is plastic. I don't know if I like that, but maybe it doesn't matter. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Got the documentation, shit no one reads, stuff with the NRA. Thank you, 20%. Cool. Cool, never use any of this stuff and I'll never see it again. Okay. And that's all that's in the box. Actually, this might fit in this thing. It's all packaged up so it doesn't rust or get moisture on it. Yeah, this is the compact model. I think the length of pull is 13 inches, 16-inch barrel. Let's do a little quick pan here. I got the thread protector on there. It's threaded for standard. Oh, I don't like how that super. Oh, it's a free-floated barrel. A lot of people don't like that it has a barrel nut as opposed to, you know, whatever normally would be on a bolt-action rifle. Oh, they didn't package my bolt in with it? What the hell? Contrary to what most people do, I'm going to peel this sticker off right now and get some residue in there. Why do people leave these stickers on? I don't understand. A lot of people just, like, keep this on the entire time they have the gun. It's a sticker. It's not supposed to be on there. People do that a lot with Savage for some reason. I don't know if maybe it helps with the resale value. Let's slide this bolt on in here. Oh, nice solid lockup. Okay. Pretty tight tolerances. You don't got much bolt wobble. Some lubrication, that'll be pretty nice. There is a Tang Safety here. Actually pretty positive there. And it's one of those things where you can feel as soon as you put your hand on the device, on the rifle, you're like, oh, that's on safety. Once you put it up, I don't have very large hands, but I can't feel the safety, or I can feel it, but it's not uncomfortable. It fits your hand. You got some sort of texture right here. There's a fly in here annoying the shit out of me. This is sort of like an AccuTrigger. And see the trigger pull here. Very nice trigger. The break isn't as crispy as my Mossberg MVP Patrol, but there is literally, there's not like, there's barely any over travel there. Let's see. Let's see how nice the threads are here. That's weird. Oh, is this like a sleeve over a... Right, the thread's a different color. Seems to be a steel thread protector. Got some machining marks on it. But who cares? It's just a thread protector. The thread quality looks pretty alright. Okay. What else we got here? Got a, for the bipod there, if you want to do that. One on the back as well. Got a huge Ruger logo on the bottom. It's pretty cool. Some nice mold lines that they didn't take care of. A plastic integrated trigger guard. Again, who cares? I guess if you were to fall or like rest this up on a rock, it would get all dinged up and you can't replace it without replacing the entire stock. Magazines. I have heard a lot of horrible... Let's set this down for a while. I heard a lot of horror stories about these magazines. Top load, huh? Okay. Where else would I have loaded that? Now, there's a way to check to see if your magazine falls within like a certain number of released magazines. That, I mean, let's see how many rounds this holds. Some people say they hold 6 rounds, and if you put 6 in there, you're gonna have feeding problems. I have 7 rounds here. Just, I don't know why I do. Let's see. Okay. A lot of people say they have difficulty. These are reloads, by the way. A lot of people say, oh, that won't even go in there. A lot of people say they have difficulties either with the very last round loading, and the bolt will travel over the round, or, okay, that seems pretty smooth, or it won't load the first round if you overload it. Or some people even say like they have trouble with, even if they don't overload it and they only put the recommended 5 rounds in. So I can already tell you right now, I'm not liking this rotary design. It's not very conducive to quick loading. I guess it's a bolt action, so who cares? But who cares? The feed lips are plastic. There looks to be no steel reinforcement whatsoever, and a little bit of flex there too. Man, I got some dirty fingers. Everyone's gonna be grossed out by this. The follower seems to be a little bit sluggish feeling. Let's see if we can... I think that was 6. Was that 6? Let's see if it'll cycle. Pop it in the magazine. And yeah, the magazine catches on the magazine itself. Or the magazine release. I don't know if I like that. Okay, it fits in there pretty snug. Okay. Okay, looks like it loads the first round. People have a lot of extractor problems in this particular gun too. Okay, extractor. That's 1, 2, 3. Seems like extractor is awesome, this one. That's the only thing I wasn't checking to see if it would clamp down there. That's some pretty rough. 4. Bolt manipulation. 5. 6. Okay. Well, it's recommended to load it. Doesn't have any bolt open. Now a lot of people also say you can't single load it. So let's just throw one in the chamber here, or not the chamber, but seems like it single loads fine. I don't know what the hell people are talking about, and it extracted fine. Maybe this is a improved model. It does come with this Picatiny Rail up here. I'm definitely going to check it to make sure it's on there good, because a lot of you may know if you don't Loctite that down while you're mounting a scope or something, and you're trying to zero your rifle, and you just don't realize that the actual base is loose. You know, you're gonna have a lot of wasted ammunition. Now let's see if there's any crazy marks on the round itself from being extracted or being put in the chamber. Now these are reloads, but this right here, see that? Right there. That's new. Let's see if there's any marks on the head or on the rim from the extractor. Looks pretty clean. Let's see if they're all pretty similar here. Yep, same dragging marks here. So it's actually surprisingly harder on the brass. Yep, right there. Then my semi, yep, there it is again. My semi-auto, which is kind of surprising. So, I mean, if that's important to you to keep your brass pretty, that could be a negative for you. That one doesn't look like it's as bad, but there's definitely some marks there. Anyway, so that's cool. So you could, as long as you have, I guess, maybe the updated version of this rifle, you could conceivably carry 6 in the magazine and one in the chamber, and then have a 7-round bolt action rifle. Now, see, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Like, the feed lips flex quite a bit. This seems to be like it's a separate piece here in the back. I don't like that the magazine release is on the magazine itself. I guess you'll never have an issue with having to replace it on the rifle, because then you just replace it in the magazine itself. But why won't this camera focus? This is it. But that's pretty cool. The magazines by themselves cost, I think, like $30-something, like $35. So, and if you do have any magazine problems, contact Ruger. They will ship you a brand new one. I think you even get to keep your old one for free, and then you can experiment with, getting it loaded properly. But I think on the newer ones, they've fixed it. The receiver here is a steel receiver. It looks to be machined. It's not like a mold or anything. Yeah, lockup feels really satisfying. The bolt doesn't move around once you lock it down. Let's see how it feels. I'll get some video footage of what it looks like. Do a quick little... fucking bag, man. That feels great. Notice right here, there's a little bit of styrofoam in there. I gotta get that out. But notice right here, if you're a cosmetic sort of guy, if you see the spacing right here, it's much more open on the right side. But that it's an injection molded stock, so it's not going to be perfect to the action in the barrel. And so this is like, I think it's called the V bedding system. They're on like aluminum blocks in a V-shaped pattern. So I guess the bedding system is considered not revolutionary or something like that, but it's considered a good bedding system. And these rifles are supposed to be fairly accurate. So, and I'll test that. The recoil pad, which it's kind of a joke on a 300 Blackout, because it's not going to have much recoil, but very, very soft and very, very comfortable against the shoulder. I could see this, maybe putting like more of a solid butt pad on here to take off a little bit more for your length of pull if you want a shorter rifle. So yeah, like I'd say lube this up and the action will get smoother. It's a little bit loud because there's visible like machine marks on the bolt. But I like this a lot. Maybe, oh, you know what? This is probably the bolt release. It is. Okay. That is, that's pretty cool. Again, I don't know if it matters if that's plastic or not. Like, who cares if it doesn't interfere with the... You can look at the trigger parts there. They seem to be pretty good quality steel. Maybe MIM parts. Heat treated. The trigger pack itself, like around the trigger and sear and whatnot, looks to be lower quality steel or some kind of metal, but again, it's just the housing. I mean, you could put that same stuff in plastic, whatever you want. The bolt goes in there really nice, and it doesn't necessarily need to go in any certain way. It locks into its own channel. That I'm guessing this channel right here. I mean, you can literally put it in, let's see, upside down and spin it around, and it'll lock where it needs to go. That's pretty cool. The fore end feels really nice. It feels really ergonomic, and I like this little texture pattern here. And I love the length of it. Let's do I'm gonna mount this little 4x optic on here I used to have on my 308. And if you ask why I have the takedown quick detach levers on the left instead of the right, is because when you're working a bolt action, and you're working fast, you don't want to hit your hand on these sharp things. Let's see what it looks like with a scope here. This is clearly not zeroed or even The eye relief is not correct because I don't know what distance it needs to be for the length of the pull. But that is a nice looking little setup. This is a 1 to 4 times optic here by Vortex. It's a Crossfire 2, the non-illuminated version. Doesn't interfere, and it's as low as it possibly can. I like these. These are loopholed. What are they called? The quick detach. They're low mounted and they're steel. They're steel rings. I prefer steel just because I feel like it has a better, more solid lock. I didn't tighten these down at all, but that is not shaking on the rails. Just to let you know, I haven't tightened down these bolts, right, so don't be like, oh, it's a shitty fit. So that's pretty nice. I like that, and it's still very lightweight, and I can see this being a favorite rifle for some people. So let's get some different views of this beast, and I'll do some shooting a little bit later, possibly in a couple days maybe, so stay tuned. Maybe I'll do another little mini adventure. For those of you that haven't checked out that series, please do. It's the series that I actually take the most time making, and I have the least amount of views. And I mean, that could be for a reason. Maybe I just suck, and maybe people aren't interested in my life, and they're just interested in my tabletop reviews. That's fine. But for those of you that are interested in just like sort of fun, sort of playful videos that do have information in them as well, go ahead and check out my mini adventure series. It's in my playlist if you go to my channel. Just called Mini Adventures. There's 3 or 4 videos on there right now. Length of pull is great. Cheek weld is non-existent. You have to get a chin weld. You want to be down here. I don't know why manufacturers haven't figured out that on a bolt action rifle with no iron sights, there's no point in having a low stock area. Yeah, the lockup, I don't want to aim at my neighbors. Bolt doesn't hit you in the face. It is a short action rifle. I do recommend the short length of pull as long as you're not like a super huge guy. I'm tall, I'm lanky, but the length of pull is not too short for me, and it's better for more options later on. You know, down if you want to hand this down to a child, you know, that's learning how to shoot. 300 Blackout barely has any recoil. A little bit of damage in the screw area too. I'm not sure you can see that, but again, who cares? Feels very contemporary. And the fore end here. I just finished sort of grinding off all the mold lines and stuff, and then I noticed while I was doing that, this on the top here, like by where you put your hand, all along here, all the way to the back where the tang is super sharp. Like literally, if you tripped on this and then you like ram your wrist or something on this little ridge here, it'd cut you. So what I plan on doing, I mean, you can just see how sharp that is. I mean, it's like they purposely like sharpened it with like a, I don't know, like even, yeah, this recessed portion down here. I mean, your hand doesn't really touch that when you're holding the rifle, but I mean, it does touch up here occasionally. You know, if you're holding it, you know, as you normally would, you might rub your thumb up against that or something. I just want to let you know that that's super sharp, and I do plan on, you know, removing these couple screws, taking the action out, and sanding, maybe even filing down this edge. I mean, look at that. Like, if you hold this gun, or I'm assuming all the American ranches, like, you can feel that sharp edge. It's like, why did they make that sharp? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know it's supposed to be like an edgy looking rifle with like, you know, this recessed texturing and, you know, the spikes and the grip here. It's really like an edgy looking rifle, you know, contemporary looking, but I didn't see that as being necessary. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So here's your first look at the Ruger American Ranch in 300 Blackout. I will give you an update when I shoot it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video. Happy shooting, and stay safe.